Hey y'all, my name is Dakota with Better Built Dogs, and today we're going to be talking about doggy-style psychology. We're going to be talking about Ivan Pavlov, the Santa Claus of Russian psychology, whose epic beard probably just caused dogs to condition themselves. If you don't believe me, take a look. It's this guy. That bushy-bearded Saint Nick that looks like he's about to sling a sack of psychology textbooks over his shoulders instead of toys and come down your chimney. He wasn't just a scientist. He became one of the forerunners in modern psychology with his classical conditioning theory. And let's be real, his classical conditioning theory is one of the few things to come out of communism that actually works aside from the AK, which doesn't need a bell to make a bang. One day Ivan was sitting in his laboratory, stroking his glorious beard, and thinking about his digestion study that he was working on, and realized when his assistant came in, the dogs were smarter than his last intern, and realized that it was food time. So while Pavlov was originally studying digestion in dogs, he realized that his dogs were drooling the moment that his assistant came in like it was Niagara Falls. Now, the genius that he was, he realized that the dogs had associated the footsteps of him or his assistant coming in to meaning that they were going to be getting fed, and they started salivating. And this began the great experiment known as Pavlov's dogs. And thus the theory of classical conditioning was born. So classical conditioning is about linking two things that don't normally go together, like vodka and good decisions. After a couple of sessions, the dogs started going, "Oh, this bell? This is my new Spotify dinner playlist. Let's get after it." And they would just start salivating from the sound of that initial stimuli before any food was brought into play. And Pavlov called this a conditional response. The dogs learned to associate the neutral stimuli of that bell ringing with the food, which then gave the unconscious response of drooling. It's very similar to psychology that we use today in marketing, like McDonald's, ba 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 ba, which you probably immediately went, "I'm loving it," and then started smelling French fries. And that's because that ba 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 has become a dinner bell in your head. Now, Pavlov's theory wasn't just about making the dogs slobber on cue. It lays the groundwork for association in behavioral learning. But dog training guy, how is this going to help me train my dog? That's a reasonable question, and one that you've probably seen the answer to many, many times across social media and other places on the internet, and in some cases in person. You probably are familiar with clicker training, or at least that you've seen it done, though you may not understand how it works. Most people honestly don't. Just like Pavlov's bell, we start associating the sound of the clicker to food or another positive reinforcement being given. Now, the vast majority of the time, I don't use a clicker. I use my mouth. Because I don't want to carry a bunch of extra stuff. Not saying that clickers aren't good, because they're very successfully used in a lot of different venues in dog training. But I start training dogs with the marker yes, meaning I like what you're doing, keep doing it, and you're going to get paid for it. And we start building that marker as soon as that dog comes into our home. After a couple sessions, just like Pavlov's dogs, that yes starts meaning I like what you're doing, keep doing it, and you're going to get paid for it. And it allows us to build a bridge between the behavior that they were just doing and you're going to get paid for that thing, which then makes that behavior more likely to happen. Just like that bell, we can build markers based on verbal communication, tactile communication, scent cues, or taste cues. So the next time you hear your favorite fast food jingle and your mouth starts watering, you can thank Russian Santa, because he's still ringing that dinner bell. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Remember, get out and train.